friends, how's it going? Who's ready for dinner? If all goes well, we should all be eating pasta in about 20 minutes. That is my hope. That is my dream. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you to some new friends. These ingredients, they might be new to you. We'll give everyone a second to join us. How's it going, everybody? Like, how is your time out going? Are you having fun? Are you finding things at grocery stores? Yeah, hopefully everyone could find pasta. That would be awesome. And yeah, so I'm gonna give everyone like maybe 1 minute to hop on and join. And meanwhile, we're gonna make some pasta. Hi, Donna, Mrs. Jones. Hi, Alex. Oh, Alex, is Hallie joining? Hallie is my tiny little friend, and she cooks on her little toy stove. Is Hallie joining from her toy stove? I need to know. Hi, Deanna. Oh my gosh, I miss you guys. Also super jealous because you're quarantining with a pizza oven in your backyard. Oh, so cool. Hi, Matthew. Hi, everyone. Yay, Lily! I miss you. Lillian's probably taller than me now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and intro our ingredients really quick. And then I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen so fast. I hope you have boiling water already ready. If not, kick that baby up and I'll show you how we're gonna do this. Oh, Marianne, hi. Hi, Lemma. Sweet. Oh my gosh, no pasta. Oh my gosh, Donna, that breaks my heart. I would like seriously share half of my package with you if I could reach that far. Hi, Kathy. If anyone lives in Santa Rosa and can low-key drop off a package of pasta to Donna, that'd be awesome. But you can learn this and make it again. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce you to some all-star ingredients. And guys, this is so much fun because this recipe, I mean, if you're gonna have one pasta recipe, it maybe should be this one. It's that good. The thing I like about it is it's all about technique. I'm going to show you some really cool techniques. You can use these techniques in any, I love you too, Lana. Oh, good, you had enough for tonight. Sweet. Once you learn this technique, you can use it for any pasta dish almost that you're doing. And the thing that I like about it is unless you had to go out for pasta or unless you didn't have like fresh Parmesan cheese in your fridge, you can have all these things on hand and make this whenever you want. Sometimes I come home from teaching, which is the cooking class, and ironically, I'll get home at midnight, and I'm like, shoot, I haven't eaten all day, and I'm starving, and what am I going to make? I'm going to make this. Aw, thanks, Kathy. Wow, Netflix must be getting pretty bad. Okay, so I am going to show you some of my favorite ingredients, and I love you too, Kathy, and it's going to be great. Okay, so all you need is, let's see. Ta-da! You need some peppercorns. Guys, you want to see Sketchy Baking 101? Oops. Can everyone else hear me okay? Hi, Kendra. Oh my gosh, hugs to your whole family. I've been praying for you guys, especially this week. I'm sending you the biggest hugs. This is peppercorns, and I'm just going to like straight real talk right now. I did not have whole black peppercorns in my apartment. Have them at work, don't have them here. You know how I got them? Watch this. This is my lemon pepper from Trader Joe's. I literally opened it and I shook it out and I took the peppercorns out of the mix. Hi, Sarah. So you guys can be just as sketchy as me and do that, and that's totally fine. These are desperate times, kiddos, and desperate times call for ingenuity and unscrewing the cap off your pepper mill. So if you have one that's just straight peppercorns, that's awesome. Just use the straight mill. I want it to be a little bit more peppery than this mix. I'm going to use a mixture of this and this. Other than that, I'm going to respect the recipe. And hi, Marianne. Oh my gosh, so many people I love. It's so fun to cook dinner with you guys. Okay. So here's the thing. This recipe is super simple, but Italy knows what it's doing, you guys. It's magical. It's from Rome, which is why we're using a Roman cheese, which is pecorino romano. Romano, root word Rome, comes from Rome. And follow the recipe all the way through at least once before changing anything. I was pretty bold in throwing some lemon pepper in, but like, don't substitute other cheeses. Don't substitute other pasta shapes. Don't try to make it vegan without real butter. Here's the spoiler alert. Without this stuff, look at this. Without butter, this dish is pretty sad. And so if you take away the butter and the cheese, that's literally all it has. So don't take it away. Hi, Colleen. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. If you're trying to be vegan, don't tonight. Save that for another dish. This one only has a few ingredients, so we really have to respect those ingredients and just use the ones in the recipe. The other thing is resist the urge to add other things. Like, I want to add garlic to this so bad, don't do it. Here's why. And butter is life, Marianne. Amen, sister. This is one of the few times, John Briggs, what's up? One of the few times I'm not going to add garlic to something, at least the first time. So take my word on this, make it all the way through once, and then you all can get creative and do your things. But you got to just have it the way it was intended, at least once. Okay, are we ready for this journey? So I showed you, how cute is this butter dish, by the way? I know, right? Cook without garlic. Look at that, Kelly. So that's my butter, unsalted if you have it. If you have salted butter, add a little bit less salt. You don't want to kill yourself with salt. These cheeses are hard cheeses. They're very salty. So you want to add your salt sparingly. This is my salt. It's pink because it's pretty. So this is pink Himalayan salt. You could use kosher salt if you have it. Try not to use table salt, which is round and it's not going to dissolve in your mouth all the way. And it's going to give you a lot of salt in your blood. And you're not going to actually taste it all. So flat kosher salt is the best, or like really fine sea salt or fine Himalayan salt is much better than the table salt that comes out of the shaker. Okay, pepper we talked about. Now here's my cheeses. I have a blend of Parmesan, and I'm super, it's much more effective to purchase it fresh grated. Guys, here's my word to the wise. Don't try to make this if all you have is the Kraft grain container. It won't work. It will be awful. And you're going to be like, Holly, this dish sucks. And you have to have this cheese. So I'm so sorry if you can't find it right now. I wish I could send you some, like legit, have some cheese, but it's got to be the real stuff. So Parmesan, and then I have some Rome, and it comes already shredded. If you can't find it already shredded, you can shred it yourself. And there goes that. So that's literally it. And my pasta and some olive oil. And you guys ready to make dinner? This is my favorite pasta for this dish, and here's why. And this is my housemate's favorite too. She loves this kind, and this is why. It's so cute. So it looks like a spaghetti, right? But inside, it's kind of hard to see. There's like a little hole, and I'll prove it to you. Did you hear that? It's like a hole. You can almost drink water with it, like a straw, which is like weird, but like look at this. Ooh. Ah. Okay, so it's like a pasta straw, and the reason why that's important, other than if California legit banned straws for reals, we could all use Bucatini. Okay, note that for the future. But the reason why that's important is because it's a straw. Brianne, hi! Because it's a straw, it's gonna suck up the sauce on the inside of the pasta. Okay, so like, oh, it's gonna be sauce on the outside and sauce on the inside. Say what? Jennifer, what's up? So again, that pasta shape is called Bucatini. You could use spaghetti. You could use linguine, but if you use a bigger, wider, flat noodle like fettuccine or something, it's not going to have kind of the same effect. Hi, Sydney. So good to see you guys. Okay, let's cook this thing, yeah? Chaz, what's up? How's LA? Okay, so I have 2 pots of boiling water just in case I do something wrong. So we're going to start with this one because it's pretty. And we're going on a field trip. You guys can look at my boiling water. So boiling. Now here's a really, this might sound silly, and the camera's gonna get foggy, so sorry. But boiling water has to be rolling boil. Have you ever read that in a recipe and you're like, what the heck does rolling boil mean? Here's what it means. if this pot of water is a dance party, everybody is dancing, okay? This is a wild dance party. Nobody is like slow dancing here. This is like they're getting it, okay? That's what a rolling boil is. A simmer is like everybody's slow dancing. So the bubbles are just like, you know, low and even. Whenever you cook pasta, you want rolling boil. Don't be in a hurry. Hi, Rachel. Don't be in a hurry and try to start cooking it. It's not going to work. It's going to be rolling boil, and then always cook your pasta with your flame, or in my case, unfortunately, electric stove turned to high. I've heard from some of my students that they like start their pasta, then they like turn it down to low. Don't do that. Rolling boil the whole time. Dance party. Keep it up. Okay. So we got rolling boil. Now, here's the other thing that for some reason people don't do. I think we're afraid. We're a little. Raise your hand if you're afraid of salt a little bit, and it's okay. We'll talk through this. It's gonna be good. I'm not afraid of salt. This is my salt. It's pink. How cute is this? And it's like, sel is salt in French. And this is straight up from Magnolia Market. So shameless plug. I love this so much. This gives me life. The reason that I have pink salt, I am not ashamed to say, is because it looks so pretty in this container. No shame. It's adorable and I love it. So there's that. It also tastes really good. If it compromised flavor, I would be like, okay, but it doesn't. So check it out. Guys, I'm going to put so much salt in my boiling water that you're going to go, oh, but you need that much. It needs to be salty like the ocean. When you're cooking pasta, it's got to be salted water. This is not the time to skimp or be low calorie. Heads up, this is not a low calorie dish. It's not gluten-free, it's not vegan, it's not low calorie. I love all of you with those dietary restrictions. Maybe we'll do another recipe that maybe fit those constraints. Tonight is not the night. It's about comfort, pasta, butter, cheese, and salt. Okay, so salt is going in. Are you horrified yet? So much salt. About a tablespoon or more of salt, like so much salt. And I filled my pot halfway full of water and I have that boiling. I don't want too much water. That's so funny. I don't want too much water because I want my water to get starchy. And I'm going to explain another really cool trick. Okay, so my water, rolling boil, dance party, high heat, kick that up. Tons of salt, and I'm actually going to give it a stir so my salt all dissolves. Okay, high heat, and now I'm going to cook my pasta. And for this amount, I'm going to cook half a package. I could weigh it. I have a scale, but more likely than not, I'm just going to divide it visually in half and shake out half of the bag. Easier said than done, right? Ta-da! Okay, now for this dish, don't break your pasta. Put it in there because you want long strands. Hi, Kathy. Long strands because you want to twirl this. Oh, you want to twirl this? Okay. And I'm going to start a timer. And we're going to cook this for about 7 minutes. Can you guys see my screen? Does screen share work on this situation? Okay, so I have a little timer going. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. And it's going to go ding, and then we're going to like freak out in a minute. Okay. So while that's happening over here, I'm going to give this a quick stir for all of my noodles to like submerge. And so now dance party is still happening, but it's also like a hot tub dance party. This pasta's got a good life, you guys. The possibilities are endless. Okay. I tell my students that if they don't pay attention, that I will just start throwing out really bad dad jokes. Hi from Minnesota, Christine, yay! Okay, so that's cooking. I've got a timer on that. Really important not to overcook them. Overcooked pasta, guys, is no one wins. Don't let the pasta die in vain, right? It needs to live. It needs to be really good pasta. And here's something else. Like, I really hate to be the one to break it to you, but really amazing pasta and overcooked, starchy, gummy, gross pasta have the same calorie content. Spend your delicious points wisely, people. Okay, so I'm heating this up. Now, here's where I'm gonna get slightly controversial. So like real Italians are gonna watch this and be like, what are you doing? Okay, I learned this trick from my like Oaxacan friends from Oaxaca and Burma and India. And you know what they do with their spices? They toast them. That's right, they toast them. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my whole peppercorns and I'm gonna roast it in a dry pan. toasty. Nice high heat. I'm gonna roast these babies. I'm gonna roast them, and I learned this again from my Oaxacan friends. I'm gonna toast this until I can smell that pepper, until that pepper has released some joy into the world. Because you know what pepper does when it's nice and toasty? It just sends little pepper kisses out into the world, and that pepper is gonna be very happy here. So we're gonna deal with that. Now, meanwhile, we're gonna talk about something really important. About a minute before my pasta's done, I have it's not a pretty ladle. I got that at Target for $2 before all this craziness went down, and I'm so happy because having a pretty ladle makes everything better, right? Right. I'm gonna ladle out about 2 cups of the water from my green pot. Remember, we salted it. Now, what else is happening in that water? As the pasta is cooking, the starch in the pasta. Hi, Deanna. How much whole corns? I don't. Oh, peppercorn. Got it. About a teaspoon, Deanna. About a teaspoon of whole peppercorns. And it depends how peppery you like it. So I'm going to do a combination of whole peppercorns, and I'm going to crush them, and then I'm going to add some lemon peppercorns too. But if you have a pepper mill with just peppercorns in it, you can just use that, and that's totally fine. Yeah, the Oaxacans, high five, Kathy. That's right. They toast their spices, guys. It's magic. So I'm starting to smell this pepper, but it has more life in it yet. We're gonna give that a minute more and just do its thing. What's happening in my boiling water that's salted and amazing is the boiling water is actually absorbing some of those starches from the pasta that as it cooks, it's releasing it into the water. So this pasta contains, I'll read to you the product. This is from Italy, by the way. Hey. It has organic durum wheat semolina. That's literally, it has one ingredient. So semolina is a winter wheat. So it's from wheat, contains gluten. Yeah, lemon. So I took, Christine, I stole the black peppercorns out of my lemon pepper blend because that's all I had. And everyone was sold out of pepper. It's not funny. So hopefully you guys have pepper on hand. So I just took some out and I'm roasting them. And they are starting to smell like happiness. Woo! Now, here's another thing that's great for the camera. When they're really hot, they'll pop like popcorn almost. So I'm going to turn this. Did you see that? One of them legit popped. When they pop, they're done. You don't want them to pop in your eye. Don't ask how I know. It does not feel great. So, okay. I'm going to double check my timer here. I've literally poked myself in the eye with pepper before. You don't want that. Can you hear the popping? You don't want that. You don't want to go down that way. I'll tell you, that's a terrible way to die. Okay. Oh, it is peppery. Okay. So smoked pepper happening over here. I have about 2 minutes before my pasta's done. And I'm just going to do this and transfer this to a bowl. Okay. Now my pot is nice and hot, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do in my nice hot pot is I'm going to add some olive oil. I turned the heat off so that the pot is hot, the heat is off, just enough olive oil to cover the bottom of that pan pretty good. Like, I don't know, tablespoon-ish, like that. And that's going to heat up naturally in that pan. Now while that's heating up, I'm going to smash my peppercorns. And this is like a really coarsely ground, and they might run away. You might have runaway peppercorns. This is a coarsely ground method. If you have a mortar and pestle, by all means, use that up. Mine is at school away from me right now. I miss it so bad. Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Cassie. Yeah. So believe it or not, guys, we're like almost done with our pasta. It's going to come together so fast. Okay. So I crushed those babies up. See how rough that is? That's what you want. That's going to go back in my nice hot olive oil. And it's essentially going to infuse that olive oil and almost like fry itself in there. You guys have to see this. Look at that. Doesn't that look like the happiest pepper you ever saw? I saved it from the pepper mill. And then because I'm like, I want to, I'm going to add some of my ground lemon pepper blend. Now this one has a little bit of salt in it, so I'm going to hold way back on my salt. And I mean, I never do that. I love me some salt, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to add just a little pinch of salt in there. Get that hopping. Okay, now here's where things get fun. By fun, I mean lots of delicious points. Okay, I'm gonna toss this around a little bit until it looks like that. And when that is nice and warm, it's time to add my friend butter to the party. How much butter is up to you. Okay, that's between you and God. I'm gonna start with about 2 tablespoons of butter. Woo! And guys, I turned the heat off, but look at how nice and toasty my pan is still. Check this out. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Woo! So you should really smell pepper, like dang. Not so much pepper that you're gonna die, but like, wow, that is peppery and delicious. You know what would be good here right now is like a steak, if you eat steak for chicken, in that buttery pepper. Now, see what's happening to my butter? It is turning brown. That is brown butter. And guess what? That is your friend. Some Italian recipes that I've seen, they're like, add the butter at the end so it doesn't brown. And I'm like, why would you want to avoid brown butter? It's like butter that died and went to heaven. It's like butter and a caramel lollipop became friends. They should be friends. So I'm going to brown that butter. And anyone with like Italian heritage who watches this, I'm so sorry, but try it this way and then let's talk. I'm willing to reconsider if you are. How's that? I'm reasonable, but like this is better than reason. Okay, so guess what? I'm gonna start tasting my pasta because you know how you know when your pasta is done? When it tastes like it's done. Nobody tells you that in culinary school. This is just real life. And oh, I think it's done. That's perfect. So perfectly cooked pasta, if you bite into it, it's not crunchy, it's not mushy. It has this little like in the middle. It kind of makes that sound in your head. Like that is called al dente, which is an Italian phrase. It means to the tooth. I didn't add the whole cube, Mrs. Jones. I just added 2 tablespoons. This is not a whole cube. It's a tiny little thing that I cut the butter to put in there because it's pretty. I'm kind of being a girl right now, and I'm sorry. Okay, now here's where things get fun. I am going to pick up my pasta. I don't have tongs, but if you do, they're even better. I'm going to put it into this pan, and oh, is there going to be some sizzling happening. All the pasta in. If you slosh some water with you, that's a-okay. Because some of it's going to go in anyway. So put a little drippy. That's just good for everybody. Pasta is going in. Wow, this is a lot of pasta for 2 people. I realize that, but you know, if you've been quarantined for a while and you just need to eat your feelings, if there is any food that is kind of like a hug, I really think it's this dish. So since I can't hug you guys in person, you need to make this and consider it a hug from me. Okay, so now what's happening in this pan, and again, the pan is turned off, but it's just a heavy bottomed like sap pan. Hi, Janet. So it's going to retain heat really, really well. Oh my gosh, does it smell good in my kitchen. Now, here's where this dish becomes so magical. So remember how I said that we were going to take the pasta water out early, and then I totally didn't do it. Don't do what I just did. We'll take some out now. It'll just be extra starchy, which doesn't hurt anybody. This is really bad. Don't do that either. Okay, I got to put the laptop down for a second. This is, if you don't have peppercorns. If you don't have peppercorns, find someone on Nextdoor or amongst your friends group that have peppercorns and ask them to drop some off at your doorstep. It's so much better with the peppercorn. Hi, Amanda. Okay, now, here's where things get fun. You guys ready for this? I'm going to add a ladleful of that pasta water to this, and the pasta water is going to make my sauce. Say, what? I'm going to do another ladleful. You don't want to do too much, just a little at a time. And now here's where things get really fun. I'm going to add about, I don't know, half of each cheese. And I'm going to stir. Whoops. And I'm going to stir, and I'm going to stir, and I'm going to stir. And in the pot with the pasta water, the pot that is turned off but still has heat in it, it is going to make the most amazing, creamy, delicious sauce. You want to stir pretty quickly so that your cheese doesn't clump up. It's actually really hard to do this while holding a laptop in one hand, I am realizing. Should have tried this part first. Whoops. The things you learn on live TV, right? So like all of the cooking shows that you watch where they have like camera crews and stuff, and you're like, how come they need that? I'm like realizing now what a great idea that is. I'm going to add a little bit of pasta water more until it starts to come together. Yeah, so Kelsey, to answer your question, This does not work well with gluten-free because gluten-free has different starches, and the real glue of the sauce is the starch. So you could try it with gluten-free, but I will tell you from personal experience and from the experience of my students, you're going to be really disappointed. Hi, James. You're going to be disappointed. I don't want you to be disappointed. So my best advice to you is for this dish, stick with the original. And if you want something gluten-free, find another recipe because this is so few ingredients that if all of them are not done well, it's not going to turn out. And I'm really sorry. And like I said, I'll try to work on some recipes that are gluten-free in the future. Guys, look how creamy and amazing that is. Okay, now usually, another thing I forgot to tell you. When your pasta is cooking in the water, don't stir it. You don't want to ever stir the pasta water because it'll make your pasta gummy. Now we want the starch to be creamy, and guess what? The creaminess of the sauce is coming completely, well, I mean a little bit from the butter, a little bit from the cheese, but it's mostly from that pasta water. So there's no cream in this sauce. It's literally the pasta water that's bringing it all together. And it's like almost done. And remember that this pot that I'm stirring it in there's no heat underneath it. The heat is off. Oh my gosh, so creamy, so good. Check this out. Guys, it's done. It took exactly 20 minutes if you took out my introduction, right? This is pretty magical. Was anyone actually cooking along? Is your pasta done? I'm so curious. So you want to serve this with a giant spoon and a fork. Hi, James. The cheese went in, Mrs. Jones. The cheese went in right after the pasta, but only about half of the cheese. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. This magic. Okay, so then I'm going to serve myself. This is the sad part where I wish I could actually serve you guys this pasta, and I can't. And I'm so sorry. Okay, and then for the top, you want to add a little bit of fresh grated cheese over the top, just a little bit for presentation, a little bit of both. And if you really want to go nuts, you could do one more grind of pepper, but there you have it. Cacio Pepe. Woo! Don't tilt the pasta dish on TV. Yours got all the cheese. Hey, you cooked along. Okay, guys, taste it. Let me know how it is. If you cooked along, I want to know. Don't add any more salt until you taste it because this is probably real salty. If you want to know how to twirl spaghetti on a fork, I'll show you. Spoon, fork, hold your spoon. Let's see, where can I hold it? Hold your spoon like this. And you're going to use the spoon as kind of like a little leverage to twirl some pasta. And then, that didn't work out so well. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. Every time I make this, I forget how good it is. Every time I make this, I'm like, I should totally change it and add 10 more things, but then I taste it and I'm like, why? It's so simple and it's so good. So really you have to make this once all the way through just like this, and you'll understand why. Toast your peppers, dance party with your water, tons of salt in your pasta water, the pasta a little bit at a time, and stir. I wish you could smell it too. Here, I'll waft some your way. It's so good, you guys. You're gonna be like, why is it so good? Taste it. Isn't it good, Mrs. Jones? Doesn't it taste like it has a ton of cream in that sauce? It tastes like an Alfredo, but there's zero cream. This whole thing only has 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and yes, a heck of a lot of cheese. But so much better for you than all the cream, right? So there's that. And then I'll show you again, as it sits for a minute, the starches are gonna thicken up a little bit. So see how it looks now? It's like those, oh man, and you guys, the Bucatini, those straws, they just suck up that amazing, creamy, delicious sauce. It's so good. It's so good. Right? So you guys, the secrets that you just learned there, you can use that for any pasta sauce. When you make your regular spaghetti with red sauce or whatever, put it in a separate pan, heat up a little olive oil, throw your spaghetti in there with just a little bit of the pasta water at a time with your red sauce until it just becomes creamy and amazing. That is what they do at Italian restaurants. That is why it tastes so much better when you go out and get it. So your pasta game just skyrocketed into the, way up high. Hi, Marcy. So there's that. Lillian, yay! Lillian, high five to you. Now that you know how to make this, you guys can change it, but like seriously don't. Like once you taste it, you're like, why is pasta with salt and pepper and cheese and butter and all that, why is it so good? Why? Doesn't it taste like this whole other thing? It all comes down to toasting the living daylights out of that pepper. So toast your own peppercorns, crush them if you can. I was super sketchy. I took them out of the Trader Joe's things and I like smashed them in a bowl with a teacup. So this is real evacuation talk here. You can do this. I believe in you. And let's see, any other questions? You guys know so many things now. Go make amazing pasta. Go forth and, oh yeah, don't burn your hand. I did this. This was not making pasta. This was making crackers. I'm in the market for a new hot pad. My hot pad has a hole shaped like this right now. So if anyone knows of like a really good hot pad that preferably is available on Amazon, send me your recommendations. I've destroyed all of our hot pads. Yay, Sarah. Awesome. So do you guys have any questions? I'm happy to answer questions for a minute. I really wish I could just, I want you to try this. I wish you could just eat it. It's so good. Also, once you taste it, I only added 2 tablespoons of butter for all of that. And I was like, I could add a little bit of butter at the end if I need it. You don't need it. It's so buttery and it's so good. And so brown the butter, toast your peppercorns, rolling, boil, dance party situation. Cook your pasta, any pasta, on high heat the whole time. Never stir it while it's cooking. Give it one swish and then you're hands off. And then save your pasta water to bring your sauce together. And that's pretty much how to make pasta. And I feel like pasta is a great pantry staple for our time out. And so keep making good pasta and mediocre pasta have the same amount of calories. So, and also courage, dear hearts. Hang in there, you guys. You're going to be okay. I'm sending you a pasta hug. And that, like this, I wish you could eat it. And there's that. So if you have any questions, you could type them in the chat box and I will totally answer your questions. Otherwise, sending you a hug. I love you. Hang in there. And may God protect us all in this bizarre little chapter we're in, but it's not the end of the story. And I read the end and it's really good. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so good to see you too. Yay. Okay, go eat your pasta. Go eat your pasta and I will see you guys next time. Love you.